IYO SKY is ready to make history against Rhea Ripley at WWE Evolution 2025. I'm nervous. I'm excited. But more than anything, I'm ready. IYO SKY will defend the WWE Women's World Championship in the main event of the Evolution Premium Live event. The genius of the Sky is ready to make history in her match against Rhea Ripley. Sky became the Women's World Champion by defeating Ripley on the March 3, 2025, edition of Monday Night Raw. She successfully defended the title against Ripley and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. On X, FKA Twitter, IYO SKY shared a message claiming she was nervous and excited, but was ready to step into the ring against the Eradicator at Evolution 2025. She also recalled competing in the final of the Mae Young Classic in the first Evolution Premium Live event. I'm nervous. I'm excited. But more than anything, I'm ready. I came from Japan to the USA for one reason, to make WWE history. At the first Evolution, I fought in the Mae Young Classic final. Now, at the second Evolution, I walk in as the WWE Women's Champion this Sunday. We do it again. New history. Bigger moments. Let's go. Wrote IYO SKY. Rhea Ripley is a former two-time Women's World Champion. Her first reign lasted well over a year, but her second reign ended right after completing the 50-day mark. Aiden English thinks that Rhea Ripley could win the WWE Women's World Championship against IYO SKY if she turned heel. Aiden English believes Rhea Ripley could capture the WWE Women's World Championship at the Evolution Premium Live event if she turned heel against IYO SKY. Speaking on the Rebooked Wrestling podcast, he said, "Here's my problem with it. They might put it back on Rhea Ripley. I don't think it is locked, though. My problem is I'm a little bored of Rhea and IYO SKY, especially when they're both kind of babyface. Unless this is a heel turn for Rhea, which would make an exciting change for her character, Ripley and Sky will collide in the main event of the second ever Evolution PLE. It'll be interesting to see who walks out of Atlanta with the gold. Predictions for WWE Evolution as Rhea Ripley will become world champion, and legend could return. WWE Evolution returns for the second time as the company's female division get well-deserved spotlight. The female-only premium live event comes 5 years after the first event, but it's not been as smooth sailing as fans would like. A lack of build for much of the card, as well as WWE's clear counter-programming of AEW's All-In event, have tarnished the event before it's even begun. Nevertheless, some of the biggest stars in the company are in action and there could be some incredible surprises. Here's what we think will happen at WWE's Evolution in Atlanta, Georgia on July 13th. Jordynne Grace becomes new WWE NXT Women's Championship. After Stephanie Vaquer and Julia's promotions to the main roster, it's clear that Jordynne Grace is the person to lead WWE NXT's women's division for the rest of the year. The former TNA star has the credibility to be on the main roster already, but a run with the developmental brand's top belt should absolutely be the right direction. Jacy Jayne is quite clearly a transitional champion, despite how talented she is, and she should go up to the main roster too once she's lost the title to Grace. Rhea Ripley defeats IYO SKY for Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley vs. IYO SKY is not the most interesting of championship matches for Evolution, with the pair having had an inconsistent feud throughout the last year. However, it's quite clear that Triple H sees Ripley as his biggest star on the women's roster, and when better to put the title on the Australian? The game will likely want to have a major championship change hands to legitimize the event, and this one is the most likely. Sky has not been treated as the champion she deserves to be, and her run ending after just a few months will be incredibly disappointing, but it's looking likely. Judgment Day retain WWE Tag Team Championships. Liv Morgan's injury was a huge disappointment for WWE, but it has allowed Roxanne Perez to ascend into a better position. The Judgment Day have been promoted back to the strongest faction on WWE Raw, and the storyline being told requires Perez and Raquel Rodriguez to hold the titles for Morgan's return. Nevertheless, expect every team to come out of this looking good. The Kabuki Warriors desperately need a successful run together, while Sol Ruca and Zarya have been entertaining down in NXT. Likewise, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have been building a fun connection over on WWE SmackDown, so this could be the match of the night. Stephanie Vaquer wins Battle Royal and AJ Lee returns. The match most shrouded in mystery is the Women's Battle Royal for a World Championship match at Clash in Paris. Nia Jax, Stephanie Vaquer, Nikki Bella, Ivy Nile, Natalya, Maxine Dupree, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Kalani Jordan, Lash Legend, Lola Vice, Jada Parker, Zelina Vega, and Julia have been announced for the match. Vaquer is certainly the favorite to win the match, especially with Julia already being rewarded on the main roster with the Women's United States Championship. In terms of surprises, this would be the perfect time for AJ Lee to return to the company after a decade away. The likes of Michelle McCool, Lita, and a number of names from TNA could also appear in the mysterious match. Tiffany Stratton defeats Trish Stratus. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus are changing from tag team partners at Elimination Chamber to opponents as the Canadian legend looks to topple the women's champion. The result here is not in doubt, with Stratton absolutely nailed on to retain her title against the WWE Hall of Famer. But this is not the most exciting matchup for Stratton following WrestleMania 41. Naomi defeats Jade Cargill. Naomi has been doing the work of her career in 2025, and she was duly rewarded for it by winning the Money in the Bank. A return to her feud with Cargill was a strange move, but it would be incredibly strange for the briefcase winner to lose to her fierce rival. Cargill picked up the win at WrestleMania 41 and Naomi should return the favor by picking up a win against the former AEW star. Becky Lynch survives as champion against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra Valkyria is arguably the hardest match to call on the card. Valkyria is clearly being positioned as one of the company's next top female stars, and it's looking likely that she will win the title back at SummerSlam. Likewise, Bayley is in need of a big win after being dumped from the WrestleMania 41 card in favor of Lynch. This could genuinely go either way, but Lynch will likely escape by the skin of her teeth as Bayley and Valkyria cancel each other out. There is every chance, however, that the title is put on Bayley and Lynch versus Valkyria continue their feud without the championship into SummerSlam. IYO SKY reflects on 2018 Evolution. IYO's victory against Rhea Ripley. WWE Women's World Champion IYO SKY plans on walking in and out of WWE Evolution 2 with gold, though Rhea Ripley won't make that easy. On X, Sky reflected on being a part of the first Evolution event in 2018, as well as its successor 7 years later. Now, Sky is ready for new history and bigger moments as she prepares to battle Ripley. Sky's role at the first WWE Evolution event saw her lose to Toni Storm in the finals of the 2018 Mae Young Classic. While Sky may not have won on that October night in 2018, she plans on things being very different in 2025. Sky captured the Women's World Championship back in March from Ripley, and retained against Ripley and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. Will Sky emerge triumphant once again, or will Ripley kick off her third reign as Women's World Champion this weekend? Only time will tell. IYO SKY vs Rhea Ripley announced as WWE Evolution main event. The WWE Women's World Title match between IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley is set to main event WWE Evolution on July 13th. The main event announcement was made by Wade Barrett on Friday's WWE SmackDown. IYO is 3-0-2 in televised singles matches against Ripley. They first met in the semifinals of the 2018 Mae Young Classic with Sky winning. On the March 3rd episode of WWE Raw, Sky defeated Ripley to win the WWE Women's World Championship. NXT Women's Championship, Jacy Jayne, C., with Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, versus Jordynne Grace. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, The Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, C., versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruca and Zarya versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Battle Royal for a World Championship match at Clash in Paris, Stephanie Vacker, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae, B-Fab, Myken, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Alba Fire. WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton, C, vs Trish Stratus. No Holds Barred, Jade Cargill vs Naomi. WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch, C, vs Lyra Valkyria vs Bayley. WWE Women's World Championship, IYO SKY, C, vs Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY react to main eventing WWE Evolution.